It's another beautiful day, and we're back here on Gender Spot, where I have my wonderful gender squad waiting for us. I'm Hassan Abdul Salam, and we are here to discuss effects of cheating in relationship. Indeed, we started this very topic about a few episodes back, and we're still continuing because we still have more to explore. My friends, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And
Yes, we started this issue of effects of cheating in relationship, and they are seeming inexhaustible.
we are talking about just those unfamiliar or less traumatizing, less troublesome effects. But when you look at divorce, everybody understands divorce, right?
Yes.
It's one of the greatest effects of cheating.
But Ajay, I would have loved us to discuss about the possibility of pregnancy when there's cheating.
So let's
divorce will now
put
come
divorce
later
last.
to
Yes,
actually
let's-
sink in.
So when you cheat, and
when
she's
you
pregnant,
cheat,
Yes. When
When
you cheat
when you
and you
cheat,
find
when you
out
cheat.
that the lady is pregnant and your
when you
wife,
cheat, when you cheat and you find out that the lady is pregnant, what happens?
well, two things
It's
happen.
real.
Two things happen. It depends on your situation.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on why you are actually cheating in the first place.
Okay,
Perhaps your wife has not given birth, or she's
Mm.
given birth to a
Giving
species of
child.
she's been
person.
having girls.
Yeah, maybe girls
No boys.
or boys
Hmm.
without girls, and you want a girl or you want a boy,
Mm-hmm.
and you went out to cheat, and it happens that the person you're
So
cheating
are you
with,
cheating because the wife doesn't have a species that you
What?
yeah, that's
you
what
are
I'm saying.
just cheating, then she gets pregnant and give birth to the species.
No,
that you want.
sometimes, if she has given birth to, it's a design.
Okay.
You want in your life, you want to have 3 children,
Mm-hmm.
and you're thinking maybe 2 boys, 1 girl,
Mm-hmm.
or 2 girls, 1 boy,
Okay.
and then your wife gave birth to same kind of characters.
Gender.
You understand?
3 girls,
You know?
or 3 boys.
and then you now say, okay, let
me go and cheat.
I don't want it to be more than 4.
Oh.
Yes.
Or you're just cheating. You don't want to go beyond the 3. But then instead of having time with your wife, you are giving your wife some time. And then in that period that you're giving your wife some time, you decided to go and have a time with somebody.
Mhm.
And then eventually that person gets
Unfortunately.
pregnant. Yes.
Or fortunately.
Yes, the person gets pregnant. Now, you can always try to come up with the issue of, okay, let's abort it. And it happens that your wife gave you 3 girls, and then this pregnancy is a boy. You understand?
How do you know it's just pregnancy? How do you know that it's a boy? You go and scan.
No, some
Yes,
girls,
some girls actually go for
will now tell you, look, this
I'm
thing,
going- I'm pregnant.
Especially
I'm
when they even find out
pregnant.
that you are desperate for a male child.
yes.
I'm 5 months pregnant, and the doctor says it's a boy.
You cannot even tell him that it's a boy when he's disturbing you. Okay, let's go and abort this thing, and then it's okay. Let's have a test and see.
Let's do scanning.
Yeah, you do scanning, and it turns out
If it is a boy, I will not abort because you are looking for a boy. If it is a girl, I will
even if
abort.
maybe she doesn't even know, and he finds out that this pregnancy is a boy, and he is in a dilemma.
He wants a
You
hair.
understand? Yeah.
His grandpapa is everybody telling him, please bring us a hair. Your
Yes,
wife
and
is not
hair,
giving
yes.
hair. We need a hair.
No. At the end of the day, it causes a lot of crisis within you, within your home.
Okay, let
You
us
know, and things
understand
like
the
that.
crisis it will cost you. First,
Now,
forget about the home. What is your crisis? When you go cheat and then the baby is pregnant with your baby.
yeah.
And then what is the crisis?
The crisis is you want this child to bear your name. You understand? You want to bring him home. You want to.
But it depends on which part of
Listen,
the ethnicity you are, which
listen,
ethnic background you are coming from.
Ajay, listen.
Because in
Listen. We are
the
looking
north,
at.
you cannot even think of bringing him home.
That's the crisis.
Okay.
That's the crisis.
Yes, you want to bring him home, but you know you can't.
But at that point in time, you have what you are looking for. You
And he
understand?
has to be hidden from the
From
society.
society.
No, you
And
just
from
don't.
your
You
wife.
just don't care about
from
any
your
other
wife.
thing
At
at
that
that
point
point in time.
At that,
It's
there's
just
a
So
time.
in some areas, maybe in the southern part of Nigeria, it's okay to think that you want to bring him home.
But
And
wherever
that
it
is the
is,
crisis.
it's a big crisis.
That's
Yeah.
the big
because
crisis that is going within you. You
It's a
understand?
big
And you
crisis.
can
It's
take
your
it from
son.
mind the village.
You know is your son. He's living within your environment, within your reach. His siblings cannot know him. Your other wife cannot know him. Your family members cannot know him, but you know him, and something that you want. It's enough to
even say
sterilize you.
yeah.
You understand? And then the other one is maybe
The cheating squad, the other cheating partner wants you to marry her.
and now she will now start
She will
asking
know
you, okay, what is my
My
position?
position.
And when
You are the mother of my child.
the mother of
Baby
your
mama.
They
child,
want be
the
Baby
mother-
mama, you are the baby mama.
Apart from
You're
being
the
a
baby
baby mama,
mama.
she actually wants to take a position in your life.
Simply
her
because she has
son
a
must
baby
bear a name.
without any
And
Yes.
she's the one that owns the first heir.
And you know what
For
gets
you.
into a woman's into a woman's head?
Ah.
Okay, this man is rich. The moment this guy is dead, my son will have to inherit
Abba.
something, or you must have to own something,
I
and that's
must make sure
something.
the wife knows about my son.
That's
Yes.
something that he has to own.
Yes, the son go the extra level.
Somebody must know that a chunk of your property has been taken off you to someone.
Because
You understand?
who will know? Your father?
Your
Your
Lawyer.
brother? But
your
definitely not your wife.
your wife
Who
may
is
know.
who
Your
doesn't
best
even
friend.
What
who
if
trusts
trusted
you so
uncle.
much? See,
The
let
trusted
me
uncle.
What if
tell you this scenario. The wife loves you and trusts you so much,
and she has
and
3
you know
daughters.
it, and she has 3 daughters, and you have never given her any cause to doubt your sincerity and faithfulness, and you know that this will break her to pieces. So,
What if she knows
No.
about your properties, and then this boy will have to be given something, and then you
then
have-
just carry the chunk of your property that you want to give to your boy and give him and forget about it.
and what will you tell her where the
What
properties are?
happened to
But
those
let me tell you,
properties?
the reality is that, see, I don't know about the southern part of Nigeria, but I know that in the northern part of Nigeria, 95% of women don't know the whole chunk of their husband's property. If you hear that property that a woman knows, the man is not a rich man. It's just maybe a medium person with just 1 house or 2 houses that she knows about, and maybe 1 plot. And the majority of the northern husbands, don't sit down to discuss to discuss their properties, whether they have estate in Kubwa, they have houses in Katsina, they have a hotel. They don't. They have a share in MTN. They don't sit down. In fact,
It's
they
only
don't.
when they are dead. Then
It's only when they are dead. So
one of the properties that he has
Is
is
the
the son
son
that is
that will come
somewhere
out.
that will come in.
But the thing is that it depends on the religion. If you are from the north and you're a Christian, that kind of thinking is allowed for you to start thinking about how your the illegitimate son will inherit, or you give him the chunk of your thing. But if you are a Muslim, there are laws that says an illegitimate child does not even belong to you. He cannot even bear your name. It's a stated barrier. He cannot inherit you. So if you have an illegitimate child because of cheating, that crisis, that your biggest crisis is that if you love that child and you happen to have any relationship with him, you cannot bring him
because he cannot bear your name.
He cannot bear your name. So if you happen to be in that kind of crisis, it's better you own up to your mistake. And if you have in fact, if you want to carry your 85% of your inheritance, it's allowed for you to give him, but of your property, it's allowed for you to carry it and give it to him, or to the mother, or to whoever will take care of it, or you put it in the bank or whatever. That is your gift to your child, because you brought him to the world. But you cannot make him acceptable in the real context of the religion.
But now, make him acceptable is one thing. Making him known to your other family
It's
another.
Yes.
Look,
You see, let me tell you
there is a
something.
woman out there
Mhm.
that is bearing this child,
Mhm.
that is looking out for this child,
Mhm.
that knows that this is the father of this child.
Mhm.
Let's even assume that this boy is a carbon copy of his father.
Yes.
You understand?
You see, let me tell you, so many of our men, of our household men, make that mistake. But there is always that boundary. They enter agreement with the women that on no occasion should you bring this child to my family, to this, because it's a taboo. Is a very serious thing, and it will cause a lot of crisis. Forget about your wife. I might be a wife that can accept, but your brothers, your sisters, your mother, your father, your uncles, all of them, they don't want to be associated with the child because of the taboo, the stigma attached to it. So most of them, our people do make that mistake, and mostly they are targeted by women, vulnerable women in the society, target those alhajis to have a child for them. But there's always this lasting agreement that don't bring
okay,
don't bring him
before you
home.
give us that lasting agreement,
Yeah.
we'll be right back. You can actually be part of this discussion by sending a message to any of our social media platforms and viewers. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is Gender Spark, and we have been discussing effects of cheating in relationship.
I'm talking about unwanted pregnancy.
Yes, and
so the lasting, just this lasting agreement that look, if your name is Bola, or your name is whatever, and you mostly, even if you belong to the same ethnic background with them, you cannot bring this child under no circumstance. What is it you want? I will feed you, I will take care of you, I'll pay school fees, I'll buy you a house, I'll do everything. You know, most of the time when this thing comes, is when the man is dead. When the man is dead, then sometimes some of these women, because you are no longer alive, you can't be a threat to them. They feel that this child should know his siblings, should know his father's relations. And that's when these women take bold step as to trace the house, the relations, and introduce this child as your illegitimate child. And me, I always say that this is the height of irresponsibility. If I should be able to respect you as a man, if your wish is not for me to bring that child to the family. Because it looks like this. Let's say I have a husband and he has made his mistake with another woman and has a child. Then after his demise, you understand, another woman is coming. I'm grieving my husband. I am praying for him day and night. I am for his soul to rest in peace. And I and the children are, in this deep solace and all these things. Then here comes another woman coming to tell me that, look, your husband has made a mistake. He has cheated with me, and this is his son. And this son is the brother or brother of your children, of your girls, or your whatever. You see, I always feel if women should help other women, I mean, we should always be our brother's keeper. What you don't want to happen to you, don't let it happen to you. Don't feel that, okay, this man has a child with me for 20 years. He has taken care of us. He has given us everything, given this boy education, given him everything. In fact, he has given me business. I have something wonderful. Please, women, keep it there. Because this is my advice. You have taken that agreement when he's alive. Keep it.
I think I will call something
because
about
you know what? Because we have different background, different reasons. I mean, we have different religion, different traditional way of family life and something. You know what that will do? I'm telling you, if something like that happens to me, you understand? In that moment that I am asking God to forgive my husband, there's nothing that's more devastating than that. okay, this man has even cheated. Some women will not even pray for the husband. Again, it has some repercussions. I mean, what will it take you to keep your mouth shut?
That is from the angle of the man being dead. What
yes.
If the man were alive? Because the thing is, I understand what she's
saying. Let me tell you, in our area, in our land, listen, let me tell you, consciously, let me tell you, in our area, if a man does that and he has a wife, you understand, and children and family, he knows how to keep that woman shut. Most of those women are shut. I've seen it. It happened to one of my uncles. It was after his death that one girl was brought. She has even finished her degree. That this is his daughter.
Let's look at it from this point.
And I know the pain that his wives and children went through.
See, Ajam, it is much more easier to accept the fact that when you are praying to your late husband, and then someone came in and said, okay, look, I am pregnant. I've been the mother of this child, and he's 20-year-old. Understand? And he is a son to your husband.
You want you to know that.
Brother to this,
I want you now to know.
I want you to know. I want him to see his sisters. You understand?
Family.
Sometimes it is much more easier to deal with that than to say, okay, you have a 20-year-old that brought in a girl that is also maybe 21, 22 or something into the house that he is having a relationship with. And at the end of the day, this girl is in love with this guy because he looks like her father. You understand? He reminds her of her father. And then it turns out that this girl is actually his sister, half sister. And then the story broils. You keep quiet simply because your dead husband need to sleep in peace or be dead in peace or something like that.
No, you don't understand.
Let's look at other possibilities.
There are some complications, but I think the real issue is this. What I'm saying is this: when you keep quiet and you decide to keep quiet based on reality, what is the reality I'm talking about? In the eastern part or the southern part, this is not a problem. It's very easy for a man to declare his son from another relationship. It's very easy. But I'm telling you what is not obtainable here. It's not obtainable. And some men, due to some crisis, like you said, some crisis level make you there are few men that will confront their wives and tell her, look, Jumai, I made a mistake. I cheated on you, and then the result is that I have now a 1-year-old child from. I've seen a woman who was bold enough to tell him to go and bring the child. She will raise him. You understand? But you see, she said that is the only thing she can give him for opening up, because he could keep it away from her. It's very easy to keep that thing away from your family. So what I'm saying is that if you have that courage to accept the fact that yes, you have given birth to a child for somebody and it's illegitimate, and you have the courage to stay 20 years
without saying anything,
enjoying everything. You understand? Probably he has given the child the best education, the best of everything. You know, if I were in that position, I would even move away from that area. I will move out when the man is dead. I will move, even in fact, if it is a proximity that makes me stay near, I will leave.
But the child needs to know
no, he doesn't need to know, because let me tell you, listen to me. Listen, there is a way you do to your child. Listen to me. I'm talking about my own area. We are all from different parts of this Nigeria. You are from Plateau, he's from Kwara, you are from Delta, I am from Kano. So I am telling you from what is obtainable from my own area. If by any chance, you see, we judge, we know we are judgmental people. We start, somebody will be going to the mosque every morning, doing good to the society, helping everybody, giving scholarship, helping. That single act of having illegitimate, maybe it's even a mistake, whatever it was.
It is
whatever it was, you see, people will just define him by that, and they will be saying things very bad. I mean, I wouldn't want that to happen to my husband, even if he has 10 children from somewhere. If he doesn't have the guts to tell me right from the onset for me to be able to do something and adopt the children as my own, so that nobody knows what it is, then please, if you are a woman away, you stay away, and then you'll be taken care of. Stay away. It doesn't add any value when you bring him, because number one, I as a wife might not even accept your child to live with me. The siblings, my children, might not even accept him, might not even want to relate, for the fact that this is a stigma child and stuff like that. It takes a whole lot of modernization and civilization for a member of a family to accept this situation.
That's very true.
Yes.
Very true.
Well, I think before we run, let me say this quickly.
All right.
I think let's not forget that we are dealing with humanity here, and then dealing with God.
Yes.
You understand? This husband that committed this mistake has gone to rest with God.
Yes.
What is closed here is actually open before God. You understand?
Yes.
And it can be more reasonable if it is owned up. Sometimes it is
owned
not.
Up by what? For what?
Sometimes it's not the woman.
See,
it's not the woman that will insist.
I'm telling you about my own part of the world.
Let's tell you about our own part of
in your own part of the world, what is obtainable?
All right.
In our own, the woman will say no. But then at the end of the day, the son will say, okay, I need to meet the people of my father.
Yeah.
My other relation.
And
then he will come. They will insist. They will come. These are the realities of life.
Okay,
The same way the father
cheated, I insist on us
opportunity will
going
open
on
for
break
the
now.
son
Yes, you will continue, please. I insist on us going on break. For thoughts, comments, and observations, you can send your message to our social media platform showing on your screen. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're discussing unwanted pregnancy, and it's one of the effects of cheating in relationship.
Unwanted from my own part of the world. Maybe wanted from.
I think we should. I don't want to give it any kind of. Listen.
In your own area?
You are from northern Nigeria.
Yeah.
I'm from northern Nigeria. The
Does it
culture is virtually the same.
Yeah.
Everywhere, unwanted pregnancy is called unwanted pregnancy. It's not
unwanted child.
Yeah, you understand?
So do you hear the name? Unwanted child.
Illegitimate child to the royalty and all of that.
But it doesn't change the fact that the child has a lineage.
That is it.
It doesn't change.
I don't want us to close the mistake of the father simply because he's resting in peace. It's
even if he's not dead
before God.
The child should know where he or she comes from.
That can be done.
The assistant will not be the woman. The assistant cannot be the woman. The assistant can be from the child. Maybe he knows his father and he realized that his dad is dead. He realized that he needs to link up.
Your child is dead. Your father is dead. He's dead. Look,
he has a wife somewhere. He has children somewhere.
Let me tell you the education.
Let
me tell you the education I want to drive here. You see, like I said, in our religion, Islam, an unwanted child does not bear the name of his father. If you go and get pregnant for a Muslim man, that child belongs to you, whether you are a Muslim woman or a Christian woman. That child will bear your family name, the family name of the woman. That child belongs to the woman. That is what our religion says. He has no inheritance, no matter what. He cannot inherit the father. The father cannot inherit him. So that name, father, is only in the relationship that they define. It's just because he comes out of his loins. That's all. There is no way, nowhere in Islam that a son, an illegitimate son, has any right to his father, to his siblings, owe to any. That is the religion. Now, the people that he's supposed to know and have allegiance or close relationship with is you, your mother, your father, your uncle, your whatever, anything that has to be with your side. That is the barrier. So, what I'm saying, listen to what I'm saying, is that if I happen to be a woman that knows that, okay, this is, you should know, if you go and get pregnant with one alhaji and something, you should know that he has no right whatsoever. Islam does not give him the right to own up to that child. Islam does not give the child the right to own up to that father. So he has no right to siblings, no right to anything, no right to know that he has siblings.
Okay,
Your
Don't you
siblings,
think things like this?
your
Things like
siblings
this
are
can
his
actually
siblings, your father is his grandfather and everything. He doesn't have any relationship.
So he can only be
Things
a
like
father
this.
to the child, but not a dad, right?
Yes. No, listen, you know what? The only thing you can do as a responsible man, if you have fathered an illegitimate child, is to look at him as a humanitarian responsibility, because you don't have any responsibility as a father in Islam.
So the mistake is just the woman's mistake, not
the man's mistake.
It is, you know what?
He doesn't have a commitment.
No, it has. No. Do you know the pain? Do you know do you know what Islam is teaching you? Listen.
The
Do you know what Islam is
go
teaching
through
you?
all that. So once she notices,
do you know what Islam is teaching you? You just said that somebody has 3 girls and he has an illegitimate son. That pain alone, that you cannot
own the son,
is enough for you. It's enough punishment for you. That is one. 2, when you are responsible and you're growing up, you go to school, you have all this sermon and everything, and you know that if you go and father a child, no matter how much you love him, he cannot inherit you, you cannot bring him to his family. That is a way of cautioning and relating. Otherwise, if this is not, let me tell you, if this is, excuse me, if this is not like this, you know what will happen? Everybody will just go on their own and start fathering children just because they can bring them. Islam has
let's limit this discussion to this. You understand? Because a lot of questions are being raised within these assertions. You understand? Let's limit it to that as the trauma of a man that actually cheated.
It's one of the effects that you father a child in my religion that you cannot.
I wish we have a scholar here or malam here that can open more this thing for us. But let's limit the discussion here. But at the end of the day, if you get a woman pregnant and then you find yourself within the situation of, I can't take responsibility for this child. I can't be committed to this guy's life. No matter the success, no matter the failure of this guy, no matter the story he has turned to be, I cannot come out and say, okay, I have any bearing with this child.
I'm not saying that. You are mixing 2 things. I'm not saying that you can't come out and have any bearing. What I'm saying is that the Islam does not recognize him as a son.
Okay, so you cannot openly own.
You can do only thing you see. You can do that at your own risk. No.
We need to go down to the definition of a son and father.
Yes,
you understand?
Because when you talk
the
about
nature between them.
Yes, you see, this is how I understand it. Hajia is saying that you can only father that child, but not
at your own risk.
At your own risk, but you can't be a dad.
You can't even bring him.
You cannot bring him
you
into
can do
your
that.
own family.
It depends. Some family are very social, because I've seen one. The father, I think, what happened was that he fathered the child. The child was with the mother and with the grandmother. Then the grandmother died, and the woman, when she died, she called him and gave him his son, because the lady
called him before she died.
Was abroad.
Before she died.
Yes. So she gave him.
She died.
Yeah, the grandmother, before she died, she called him and gave him
his son.
Said he should take his son wherever he wants to take him, because the woman is abroad. The
mother.
So I witnessed that. So the man that fathered the child came, met his brother, some of, So what happened was that one of his brothers, took the child. And they didn't even tell his wife that it is. So he concocted one story. It's his friends, something about his friend somewhere that it is traveling abroad, so he needs to. In fact, he and the wife went somewhere to bring the child. And the child was raised in the brother's home. And the father was able to make sure he has an education, good quality
but all
education.
of these were unknown to the child too.
Everything.
Child.
They didn't. You understand? They were able to do all these things successfully, and that is a service to humanity. What I'm saying is that you can go and do service to humanity by buying them a house, making sure he goes to the best school, making sure he does everything, take him to wherever, do everything. In fact, if you like, when you are alive and strong, share your property 3/4 and give this son of yours.
But he cannot bear your name, right?
Yes.
Wow.
He cannot bear your name.
All right. We'll come back to that.
Well, I think we shouldn't come back to that.
No, we shouldn't come back to it.
If we continue, I have a lot of questions about this thing.
Yes,
if I raise it here, there might not be answers. You understand?
No, raise it where necessary. But one of the effects of cheating is this situation that you find with an unwanted child.
All right, I will come back to that. Viewers, it's really getting interesting because my soldiers here have really broadened the scope of having an unwanted pregnancy. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is Gender Sport, and we're discussing effects of cheating in a relationship. I think we are done with the issue of unwanted pregnancy.
Yeah, but then let's
look at it. No, let's look at what it does to the woman.
Let's link
and
it
go
up.
at home.
No,
the woman that you have cheated on.
See, okay, yes, because that is the next thing we're going to do. Because we're going to be talking about divorce ultimately.
Yes,
you understand? Because a lot of women that find themselves, especially the situation we created, where a man has 3 kids that are all girls, and then you come up with something different from another woman that is not legitimately is married to you, legitimately married to you. She gives you a son. You understand? A lot of women will now begin to think. A lot of thinking. Okay, what happened? Despite this religious patrician from here and there, a lot of women don't feel comfortable. In fact, for you to go out and then proving something that makes her belittle, she will always want, at the end of the day, maybe she should sign divorce. Because your relationship with your woman will always be frosty. It will always be discordant.
So let me ask you a question. Which one is easier? For you to have for your husband to have a relationship outside cheating, I mean another wife, another woman,
yes,
and for you to know, or for you to now see the result of his cheating by seeing somebody that is a child? Which one is easier? Which one is much more easier?
It's easier when there is no child.
Are you saying which is easier or which is more destructive?
No, which is easier to accept?
Okay, easier to accept.
Yeah,
a woman.
Dating a woman, dating a woman, cheating with a woman, or you don't know about the cheating. Then this is a child.
This is the result of the cheating.
This is which one is easier? The process or the product?
To me, I think this is a double tragedy. Yes,
because it's when you see the product, you know that
cheating has taken place.
Wahala for that body and the one for that body.
Okay, speaking of the angle of surprisingly pregnancy stage.
Surprisingly, me, I would find it easier to accept the child. You know why?
Please give us reasons.
I'll tell you. You know, everything, you have to be philosophical about so many things that happen in life. Things don't just happen. Sometimes there are reasons why they happen.
Yeah.
God loves all of us. And when you see things happen that goes beyond your nose, you can't even sniff it. When he was doing the cheating, You didn't snip it. You didn't anticipate it. You didn't even see it. And it happened, and then there's a child. That makes you to now sit down and have some good reflection. I feel when something like this, when tragedy happen, or something that we deem as tragedy happen, we should now look at not the negative side. There might be a reason, a positive side of it. Sometimes those things that we see as tragedy, as when we refuse to take them, refuse to accept them, you understand? Sometimes later in life we realize that they have value. In fact, God sent that just for our purpose. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, that child that finally finds itself home or to your place as an illegitimate child of your husband, might be God brought him to this world. It's not his fault. Might be somebody that might affect your life
positively.
So it's always good, to be kind to humanity. I have this, yes.
This aspect of kindness.
Yes.
Your husband will just go and bring different
Ajah.
children from
what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something.
When you go beyond the pain, when you go beyond the pain, let me explain.
Not
to you.
everybody can
When you
see
go
that.
beyond the pain,
Depend on who
The
who the
context.
mother of that child is. Let's even assume
yes,
she was.
if she is,
maybe-
if she is what?
Because
maybe-
a lot of
wait,
women, they are
she's not looking for
where to
trouble.
cast their
She
Not
net.
even
probably
that.
is dead.
Not even that.
She
When you come to realize that the mother of this child is actually your house help. You understand?
who you have taken and you have trained.
Yeah, and you have trained. Maybe she has been loyal to you, and at the end of the day, she comes to you. Okay, I've been loyal to you. I'm loyal to Oga also. And actually, this is the result of actually the loyalty with Oga. Can you please accept it?
No.
Do you understand? There is the way
There is
marriage.
marriage.
Who?
You understand?
Marriage.
But then I think I'm
He's
trying to
to
see
understand
it
you.
from
Look at it from this perspective. I'm trying to tell people, you see,
I've not spoken
there are
since.
things. No, go ahead and speak. But let me make you understand something. There are things. There are things. Okay? There are things that we need to look beyond our grief, beyond our needs, beyond our senses.
Nobody is disputing that with
Yes.
you, Ajah.
I will
You
not
understand?
go and get divorced simply because a man
brought in a child.
That
a woman
is
brought
you.
in child.
What about
But
some persons that
but
cannot
other
take
people's
it?
behaviors are
Different. And their
That is-
interpretations
Tell
about
Tell me the
life.
basis for
about
the divorce. Tell me the basis for the divorce.
She will feel okay. Her husband cheated.
My
The
children are
fact
not
that
good
he's
enough.
cheated, he should
Your
divorce
children are
her.
not what?
No, I'm giving you a basis now.
You understand?
It's
So
like,
many-
are your kids not enough for you? What do you want? What else are you looking for? That
If
you
it
even
just
went
is a
as far
mistake.
before she got pregnant and had the child. You didn't even tell me nothing, and then
So-
you bring
You
the
see,
child.
that's very important.
but then I am also looking at it this way.
That is why the basis for divorce.
You see, when you say you prefer a man
Bringing the child.
bringing in the child than even him telling you about the affair,
You
in
know
the
why?
beginning.
Because something has happened that is inevitable. There is a product.
A product.
I don't
yes,
want to
it is
know all
inevitable.
your processes. If you have dated or you have slept with 100 women,
But the
I don't
question,
want
the
to know
question
about
of
it. But if there is a product,
child,
if
then
there is
you
a
are done
product,
to
I need to know. Because like you said, you gave an example. My daughter might go and wrongly fall in love with this child.
son, yes.
You are doing me a favor
By knowing
But
the
you-
child.
but
by
you-
knowing, telling me,
You talked
and
about-
letting me know that you have a child.
Earlier, you talked
Now,
about the woman
no.
taking the child away.
Excuse me.
And not
Let me
letting
tell
the
you.
man know.
Do you know what?
So if eventually your
No,
child
you
meets
don't
that
get. Don't
child,
mix this
I
thing up.
understand.
Don't mix it. I'm telling you, this is the man owning up to me, his wife. That is, if he can own up, it is better. It does better. It is better for us as a family, for me to know and even cover him. If he didn't let me know, he has found himself in a situation whereby he has kept this woman for 20 years and the child. I don't want to know if he's dead. I want to know if he's alive and this is a mistake and this is a problem.
The consequence
You know
remains
why?
the same if
Because-
he's dead or if he's alive.
because let me
if
tell
your
you-
daughter meets with that son
Because-
without the knowledge of who the son, as in who the son's father is,
You know what?
and
You
falls
know what
in
I'm
love
going
with
to
him,
do?
it's the same thing.
You know what I'm going to do? Even if I don't accept the child to live in my home, I will be able to let my daughters know in a way they will understand that they have a brother. I can even tell them that the father went somewhere and married one woman and the woman died and you have a brother so. You see, if you don't know how to protect your family, if you don't know the gravity and the technique you need to protect your husband and yourself and your daughters and sons against certain things, you will just be in a full of useless things and you will not know what to do, what catches you. My daughters, I protected them. Even if somebody tells them that their father has an illegitimate child, they will broadly say it's a lie, because I, their mother, tell them that that is an illegitimate child. You understand? It's easier to relate with the child at that level. What I want you to know is that after the husband keeps it for 10, 20 years, don't you, the woman, come and say your husband has an illegitimate child. This is the one. The fathers should be able
It's the same
to.
thing, it's
What
just-
we're saying,
Yes, it's not the same.
All right, viewers, we still have more for you. Please stay with us. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, this is Gender Spot and we're discussing effects of cheating in relationship, and this is this issue of unwanted pregnancy.
It's
Actually, we're going back to unwanted pregnancy, but what we are discussing is pregnancy. We are looking at how it hinges to where a woman or a man. Well, we're looking at it from the point of view of the woman now, and then perhaps this kind of situation, because of the level of responsibility, commitment, and loyalty to the relationship, maybe 20 years, you find out that you're.
Have you heard one story?
Listen. Let me get to a point. If the son is 20, and maybe your second child is 20, you understand, and you look at the birth period, and you realize your husband went to make this girl pregnant when
Even when you are pregnant.
You're pregnant. You understand? Issues, respect, loyalty, commitment begin to
Trust.
Yes,
It
you
wins.
understand. That is what leads to, okay, look, this relationship is over. You understand? I can be just living with you in the same house, but you're not my husband. You're the father of my children. We will not have a husband and wife
After
kind of
20
relationship.
years?
Yes.
After unknowingly continue to have a relationship with you without knowing this.
The
The moment
more
you
child
know,
is
then
inside,
everything changes.
everything changes.
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen it happen.
Wow.
Okay.
There's I don't want to call name.
Yeah.
There's a particular situation that happened within Gombe axis, you understand, with people I know. They are the parents are at father was at around 70, 72.
So they divorced.
Yes. They divorced because of simple flimsy issue.
You should have even come some 20
You
years back to
understand?
tell her, look, I
You
fathered
know,
a child somewhere.
Somewhere, you know, and it happened. But let us not be
I
throwing
think
away
we
the
should
fact.
be, this gender sport is now telling you that everything that happens, you should try and look beyond the problem.
Yes. You
Well,
look
beyond the
yes,
problem.
Speaking
and
about,
do
I
what
was
is-
speaking
yes,
from
what
the
is
what
right.
perspective of
yeah, do the
a man that has a child already. What about the one that
The woman.
after several years of marriage, no issue, no child, and then
Then
he
there's a
steps
child.
out to
Then one click,
as
the woman
something
got
happens.
pregnant.
If the man now discovers that the lady discovers that the husband has twins outside, so what do you expect her to do at that point in
You
time?
want her to go and seek
For
for
instance,
divorce?
No, I'm not saying she will seek for divorce, but it's traumatizing. No matter how we're going to paint it, that she will be happy that she doesn't have a child, and now the husband has a child for another woman.
Has twins.
So many things will come into her mind. One, she knows how desperate women are. Two, the other woman knows she has, as if a double
Advantage.
edge over the wife in the house. If you like, the entire world should know you as the wife. These two that I have, is enough for me to defeat you out of the house. Because one, they hold a strong position in the life
That
of
is
the
in
man.
your area.
Because yes, in my area.
Because in my area,
those children
those
are a part of
are
him.
bastards.
You
They
can
will
go
never
as
come
a
and-
wife,
and
because
take
the
a
only
place
thing
in
that
their
bonds
father's
you
house.
is matrimony, the vows of matrimony, and I love you, and you getting together as husband and wife. But you can actually do away with each other, and nothing can connect you. But those children, they are connected by blood.
Let me ask you something.
You understand
Please,
what I
in
mean?
your area,
So,
are illegitimate children entitled to inheritance?
yes.
Okay, that's why you're talking
Let
about
me
this.
explain something here.
Yeah, I can understand you. In our own area, it's not.
Let's
They don't have any
not
entitlement.
They are
drift away. Let's not drift away from the fact that we are looking at situations that can lead. I mean that
can lead
situation
to
of
divorce.
cheating that can lead to
divorce.
divorce. You understand? Now, this situation that you just brought up now.
Unwanted pregnancy.
Let's look at the area that we are talking about, a Muslim northern Nigeria and things like that. And you don't have an issue for God knows how long you're married, and then you went out and hit it once, and you get a twins from someone from outside. Now, they are termed as bastard children, right? But what if, because of the pressure of the fact that she can give birth, the one at home cannot give birth.
You can marry her.
You can marry her and bring her in, and inside she can still
have more
give
children.
birth. You understand? Sometimes emotions can take the better of you as the one inside, and you begin to look at yourself the way
as a barren woman,
other people are looking at you. You will be assuming, so person is laughing at me, so person is advising my husband to divorce me or to send me away. You will call your husband and say, look, I am advising you to divorce me. You understand?
You see,
Because you are interpreting things that...
You see, this actually happened to a friend I know so well. That is a friend's older sister. This woman got married and she had no child. Unknown to her that her husband was, actually going out, seeing another woman. Now, when she finally got pregnant, she had a child. The husband now came after she had a child, I think about a couple of months later. He came to her and told her that when they were looking for a child,
he has his own.
He had a child with another woman. The woman actually got angry. She left the house
with her child.
But later came back on her own.
Yes.
She came back to the house and asked the man to give her the phone number of that woman. Initially, the man, refused. He declined. He said no. But she told him that she is not going to hurt the woman. She just want to ask a few questions.
Well, that is true.
Yes. So he gave her the number and she called and she asked of the woman's name. She called the woman and they had, a discussion, a good chat. And she told him that she told the woman that she actually wanted to see the woman. She should come to the house. The woman came to the house and they sat down like two mature people. They discussed. She carried the child. The other woman also carried the child. The man was just there and they sat the man down. The husband, the man, they sat him down. The man was confused, but then to me, I was impressed because the woman actually fine. Yeah, the husband actually
because you cannot turn back the hand of the clock.
Yeah, he went wrong, but then
she loves her husband.
She loves
her that relationship
for just a mistake he made.
Yeah. Not even a mistake. There was a situation. There were two situations here. The first situation is that the woman has her children. The two situations we talk about, and then the husband just jumps and go to have another child somewhere, whether by mistake or by intent. It has happened. But this one, there was a period where the home was childless. And in that regard, the woman would now sensibly think if she were in his position, she might do the same. She might, in the heat of looking for the child, maybe they belong to this kind of family where it's child, bring child. And then for some reasons, this man goes and make a mistake. And after the mistake, there was pregnancy, and then he couldn't God does not give you with your legitimate wife, and then see another, God is giving you a child with another person. Maybe at one time he might be thinking that he's important, he cannot even father a child. Then he has a relationship with another woman, and then there's a child. So the woman was just sensible. You see, the real issue of this crisis is the way we are looking at it. I tell you, there is no problem that is unsurmountable. There's no problem that's unsurmountable. There's no situation that your husband will go and find himself that you people as mature people will not come and surmount it. If you are a friend to your husband, if you love your husband, or if you decide that this is your last bus stop, you know, there are two ways you can look at any situation. If I am married and I tell myself that this is my last bus stop, everything that comes, whether unwanted child or unwanted pregnancy or whatever, cheating, I am looking at it in that regard, that this is my last bus stop and I don't want to throw it away. I want to repair, fix, and amend. That is a mindset. If you make this choice that this is my last bus stop. But if you go through the journey of marriage, not defining your stake or your relevance,
Yes.
and you go to anything that happens, that is where you have the situation. This woman has defined her last bus stop. She understood her boundaries and her relationship.
I think,
But
I think
the other
kudos should also
situation-
be given to the husband.
Yes.
Maybe
For yes,
the way-
for coming
the
out.
way he-
Coming,
Yes.
coming out or admitting that.
Yes,
they
and
had-
probably, and the husband, you see, the husband has also identified her as his life partner. You know, when you do things, we have reasons for doing things, but it all boils down to what we have internally about our
Another
partners.
person.
You understand? What level of honesty? You know, there are some men that will tell you, no, I will not go and honor or tell my wife this thing. Let her hear outside. Like men that want to get married. Some men want you to hear from the neighbors if he's taking a second wife.
Mm.
But another man will never let you hear it from somewhere. He will sit
Those
you
are
down.
the ones that know the kind of wives they have.
I think
When
I
you
think
know
you said something, Haja,
how
earlier.
your wife
What
assimilates
did I
and
say?
takes things, that is how you know how to break the news. Some others, they prefer, if you hear from outside, the weight
Fight.
comes lesser to them, so they just
Anyway, I think-
keep
I
it.
think-
Haja
It
said
depends on
something.
the
Let me
degree
let
of
me
respect
let
he
me.
has.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
You see, I think this man,
You said I said something earlier?
yes, this man, because of the situation he knows his wife is in, or they both were in, he felt he was important. Sometimes they may not know where the problem is.
Yeah.
He
He has to
decided
try out.
try himself out, and it became
clicks.
possible. That he knows that the woman has a problem. Now, the way he will confront her to say, okay, look, because of our situation, I know we are desperate to have somebody. This is what I did. You understand? And fortunately, he now got to find out that, okay,
I'm not important.
I'm not also
Then
important.
let's look at your issues. Probably, you
know?
know what, Hamzat? Probably it was after he went and got another woman pregnant that he found the solution to the problem.
You know, and he got
Because you understand,
Mm.
probably it was when he was cleared. He knows that he is not important.
Yes.
Maybe for some time they were just looking at the possibility of his impotence. They are not even looking at her. Maybe that was when he will now go and explain to a doctor that, look, I am not important because I fathered a child with another woman.
Maybe all
What
he
is the
needed was
problem?
a baptism.
Yes.
And he
What
got
is-
baptized
No,
somewhere.
not baptism.
And
And
then
the
now
doctor,
was able
the
to-
doctor will now put all his stethoscope and everything on the woman and see whether it's her tubes that are blocked or whatever. And maybe that could be part of the reason that the woman will come back, because after that time she realizes that some tests were being done, some this have been done, some that, and then she was finally able to conceive. You know, it could be that. You know, but Kudos to the man.
It could be
Yeah.
earlier mistakes.
Yeah,
that the
kudos to
women,
the man.
that the women
Because
did years
you
ago.
see, one thing I understand, I so much love about the man is that yes, he's straight, and when he realized that his wife was pregnant, he started nurturing that sympathy. What have I done? And he
So she
decided.
couldn't get pregnant and
Yes.
look at me. I was so impatient. I wanted to
Yes,
have
he
a
was
child
so
with somebody.
impatient.
Probably
and
he
went
doesn't
out.
have the intention of marrying the other woman.
No, he
And this-
never had.
And this woman might even make him marry her.
So anyway, I
It's
think
possible.
Well, you know what I would do if I happen to be in a situation whereby I'm childless, and
Yes.
some lucky chap, some lucky lady gave birth to twins or triplets or even one child for my husband, I will take that child and I will adopt the child for the love I have for my husband. And if he wishes to marry,
that depends on that.
You know what? Yeah.
He wishes to marry
If the
the woman.
condition of the adoption means that my husband has to marry that woman, he will marry her. But I will adopt this child and let her go and have other children for him. At least if I know I'm barren.
All
Being
right.
barren, look, let me tell you.
All right.
Being
all right.
barren is one
You
thing.
know,
Hajiya,
time
what-
having a child
time is really against us.
Being
Time is
a
really
mother is
against us.
another.
Yes, time is really against us. I thank you all for your wonderful and brilliant response.
Thank you.
In fact, I wouldn't want you guys to go, but then
You want us?
yes, because I know my viewers are actually enjoying you.
So I think we should just close this one and go on to another one.
Yes, we will go
So
to the next.
Yes,
episode
let's
now.
close this one and go to the next episode.
It's all right.
We are in the mood. Yes. So,
All right. Thank you very much for being part of this program. This is Gender Sport, and without you, Gender Sport will never be the program it is. Thank you very much for listening and for watching us. Sorry, and from my squad here, we are saying
And
goodbye.
Hajiya that doesn't want to stop talking. Saying goodbye.
Anyway,